All right, so this is a NOVEDUCATION
Ladies
podcast.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to NOVEDUCATION. As always, I am your host, Noved. We have a bonus episode today for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are looking in the video, obviously it's not my face. We're going to be talking some fantasy right now. For those of you dynasty players, you know, it's pencil season right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to really talk about too many rookies coming in. I might bring them up or whatever, but I'm not going to talk about where they might go too much. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm going to mainly focus on my main dynasty squad, and maybe other managers in the league. Maybe you're in a similar situation, or maybe you were going into the season thinking one thing, came out different. I'll tell you what, last season was pretty crazy for us. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how this picture looks differently from the beginning of our season, and what are we going to do next season going in. So obviously this past season, it wasn't what we wanted. Excuse me, sorry. We got 5th place. We still made playoffs, but after losing in the playoffs, we had injuries in the end. I'm not going to blame it on that. It's all my fault. I just basically tanked the consolation round because I didn't want to have a low pick. I do need a high pick this season, just to have some backup, not necessarily for starters, but we'll see. As you can see, we're still platinum, baby. We still platinum. We still here, and it's all good. We good. So last season coming in. So this is my squad right now. For those of you who don't know, we're in a dynasty keeper league, meaning I know most dynasty league, you keep all your players and you have a rookie draft. Well, in this league, we keep 10 players, and then we draft all over again based off of the standings of the previous season. So with the draft coming up soon, we're going to have to be putting in our 10 key players to keep. And I'm in a bit of a pickle because I don't know. I got more than 10 players I want to keep. And I think it'll be like a few weeks after the draft, the real draft, where we have to insert our 10 players, and then the trade blocks will open up. I'm of the mind, I want to have the trade block open up all fucking off season, all season long, just because, just because people get happy, people get trade happy, people start hearing rumors and then just want to let go of somebody. For example, Travis Kelce, I've been trying to fucking send him offers to everybody, just like verbal offers to everybody, because he's still the number one tight end in my eyes, but he is getting up there in age, and I've just been shopping him around, and I've been getting some kind of shit offers back, but people know that I ain't really trying to trade him yet unless it actually the block opens up, but he was someone I was looking at. But until recently, Tyreek Hill got traded to the Miami Dolphins. Kelce becomes a very, 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 very high priority now. So I was looking to trade him, maybe trade a couple of my stars like Lamar, Dalvin, just because, this is a dynasty league, and we got to start filtering out, you know what I'm saying? We got to start getting these fresh blood in. And I hit on running backs. I really do hit on running backs. But for as far as receivers, I haven't hit, as far as drafting receivers, drafting running backs, and I hit more on running backs than I have receivers in the past. You know what I'm saying? So this season, coming into this season, I thought I had a pretty solid receiving core. This is, mind you, don't think about this season real quick. Let's think about the season before. Going into this past season, I had Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, and Allen Robinson, all 3 solid studs coming into the season. Keenan Allen, he's going to do what he do. You know what he's about. Terry McLaurin, he had the whole Fitzmagic thing to where it's Fitzmagic knows. Then you had Allen Robinson with the young, fresh, mobile quarterback who's going to get him the ball. And so I focused on my running backs. The season before, I traded for the first pick overall, and I ended up getting Najee, ended up drafting A.J. Dillon. I still had Gibson in the back burner. Damien Harris was nice all season. My boy Dalvin, I still had him. And then I ended up picking Travis Etienne in the middle of the season when I knew my season wasn't looking too bright. I picked him up, just put him on the IR because you can. Obviously, it didn't happen like that for all the receivers that I had. Keenan Allen, he was solid, but there was a few weeks where, like weeks 4 through 7, he underperformed, and I think that was the Mike Williams weeks. Those weeks where he was fucking just balling out, and that I have to bank on Keenan's 15, at least 12 and up. I have to bank on that for Keenan for him to be actually fantasy relevant for me, and which he is most weeks. You know what I'm saying, except for that week 14. Then you had the bye. But this stretch of weeks, I was losing, and I had lost the first week because Allen Robinson. Also, I don't have him right here on my squad, as you can see, because we dropped him. Allen Robinson, he stank, man. He stank all season. What is going on? And I didn't want to drop him because I knew there was still hope for him. I don't know what's going on, people. There was still hope for him. Obviously, now he's with the Rams, and it's a different outlook for him. But I still think he is a great fantasy asset, great receiver, great real life receiver. But it wasn't working, But Robinson owners, they were still holding on to him for hope, or thinking like, hey, maybe it's going to turn around. It never turned around. It never turned around, and things weren't looking good right there in Chicago. So had to drop them. I believe I picked up like Cadarius Tony 1 week, and then I played him that 1 week. He fucking balled the fuck out. Let's see. Shout out to Cadarius Tony owners. What do you think I should do with Cadarius? Do you think I should, go out and trade for him? Yeah. So I picked him up after he played against New Orleans. I thought he looked good. He had the 9 targets, 6 receptions, 78 yards, and it was cool. He's a rookie, but on paper, it looks like do not pick this guy up, right? So I picked him up on the hot hand. October 10th against Dallas, he went 13 targets, 10 receptions, 189 yards, and gets kicked out early and gives me 24 fantasy points. So this dude is a stud. So I picked him up when I dropped Allen Robinson. I thought, okay, you know what? I think this can be it. He had his issues on and off the fucking field, and so that was a little bit sketchy like that. So, going into the season, I thought like, okay, I was good with the wide receivers, and I was good. I needed running back help. Coming out of the season, I'm good with the running backs. I need wide receiver help. Now, I've always been hopeful for like wide receivers. I've always been the type to be like, you know what? If he looks good to the eye test, then I'm gonna pick him up because they'll flower out. They'll bloom. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like I picked him up at the beginning of those like weeks where he balled out. Like I picked him up when he played against Chicago. I picked him up that week. For some reason, I needed a wide receiver. I need someone else because Judy wasn't performing at that moment. And then he started balling out for me. But luckily, if had I picked him up earlier and had he been balling out earlier, that would have been a whole different story. But what should I do with Amon-Ra St. Brown? You know what I'm saying? He's another one of those players I'm on the edge about. But so now, going into this next season, I'm thinking like, okay, I need to get for sure receptions, for sure Keenan Allen type receptions, So I need to match my wide receivers with the reliable quarterback, whether that may be, your Herbert all the way to your Brady's to your Mahomes to, things like that. This hopeful, let's see if this wide receiver might bloom, might flourish. This wasn't working, and this is what I was going in this last season with. Obviously, it didn't work out for me. So, I still think we can start. We got one of the solid squads. We have like a top. I think in my league, I have a top 3 team because of just the players that I have. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep 10 players. I'm not sure who I'm going to keep. So we got to keep Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson for sure. So that's 2. Believe it or not, like I'm on the edge about most of my players. Like, I'm keeping Najee, I'm keeping Dalvin, Kelsey, I'm keeping Damian Harris, I'm keeping Gibbs season for now, and I'm keeping. A lot of these players. Well, Lamar is already keeping, and a lot of these other players are up in the air. Believe it or not, Judy's up in the air right now because I don't know if he's gonna pan out. I don't know if he's gonna be the one on that team. No one really knows yet. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing like going when Russell Wilson got traded. So Russell Wilson got traded to the Broncos. It was very hard to predict if DK Metcalf or what's his name, Tyler Lockett was going to be the guy for that week. And, I don't like those situations. I didn't want to be in a situation, but Jerry Jeudy was dropped mid-season because, look, he was dropped. I believe he was dropped like week 5, and I picked him up, and I just stuck with it, whatever. And he's too much of a target, a prospect that you could not pick him back up. You know what I'm saying? So I picked him up. Am I thinking about like dropping him? He's not on the high drop list. So let's go with the players who are at the high drop list. Number one, the high drop list right now is Cadarius Tony. I think, the quarterback situation going on over there, it's Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Jones. He shows bright spots, but obviously you can see where he panned out was when he had the targets. You know what I'm saying? And even when he did have the targets, the receptions weren't there. So, like, this is one of the receivers where it's like you're hopeful for. You see the talent. It's obviously there. He's speedy. He was injury prone last week, so he's going to go later in the rounds. He's going to get overlooked a lot. If the situation over there clears up and gets better by the time our real draft day comes, not the real life draft day, but our dynasty draft day, then I might pick him up. Then I think I might pick him up early because I do have high hopes for Cadarius. On paper, if you haven't seen Cadarius Tony play, go look at him, man. Especially look up that week against Dallas, and it's just like effortlessly, bro. He had ankle issues all year, so he most likely will go under the radar. I hope he does because he is my highest drop target right now. Like, real shit. He's my highest drop target. But what the hell's wrong with this? All right. My next drop target, and it's people are gonna be like, "What? Why are you gonna drop him?" Is Amon-Ra St. Brown. I know that look. These weeks might be deceiving, and it is a testament to, like, okay, the dude is skilled. He is very skilled. When you got the targets, you got the work. Like, it's very different. 8 targets, 7 targets, 5 targets. 6 receptions, 7 receptions, 5 receptions, 3 receptions, whatever. So now you go into the double-digit targets, 12 targets, 11 targets, 10 targets. You got 10 receptions, 8 receptions, 8, 9, 8, 8. And then the yardage. And then he just scored every fucking week. Like, that was a blessing in disguise. Had I been in the championship, that would have been nice. But the situation over there too, I mean, Jared Goff is nice. He's cool. He's not like the worst quarterback in the league. He's cool. But I believe they just traded for a receiver, DJ Chark, big name receiver that goes under the radar. He's a big time receiver too. People forget his breakout year. He's going to get those targets too. You know what I'm saying? Especially down late in the draft. When in the real life draft, the Lions will be going after one of these young guys, one receivers. And, a lot of those comps are Amon-Ra St. Brown's comps. You know what I'm saying? They have the same type of style, stature, and, play. So if you're going, my fear is that if I keep him, yes, the first few weeks are going to be nice. Let's be real. Amon-Ra's first few weeks are going to be nice. People are going to be very high on him because of how they ended with him. Same thing with the Rashad Pennies of the world. And then I think it's just gonna be more of this. It's gonna be more of the 7 targets, 5 receptions, maybe a touchdown. He's touchdown dependent, and I can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can't deal with. So he's one of my highest, drop picks right here for my squad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna drop Joshua Palmer. Look, I had high hopes for Joshua Palmer. All you Chargers fans. Oh, did my screen freeze? All you Chargers fans, you guys know who Joshua Palmer is. If you're a Charger fan and you know who Joshua Palmer is, go read a fucking book or some shit, bro. Go fucking read a pamphlet. Obviously on paper it doesn't match. This is why I'm dropping him for sure. He should have been the highest, but I have very, very high expectations for Josh Palmer. Yes, they just signed fucking Mike Williams to a deal. They got Keenan Allen right there. So in the running back world, you want to have your baskets, your your handicaps, your holders, just in case your main running back gets hurt. I wanted to keep Joshua Palmer on the squad. I picked him up I picked him up early in the season, mid-season, because Keenan Allen has been known to be injury prone, like down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Even though he wasn't, when he was out, when Mike Williams was out, these are the weeks, and he was nice. He was nice. He had 7 targets, and then that 1 target game. But then he had 6 targets, 5 targets, 9 targets. Out of all those weeks, he got 3 touchdowns. So out of those 5 weeks, 3 touchdowns. Sorry, it's early in the morning. 5 receptions, 5 receptions, 3 receptions, 4 receptions. And he just looks nice. And on a offense like that, where it's firing in all cylinders, they're only getting better. And in a division like that, where they're going to play against tough opponents and they're going to have to score the points, Joshua Palmer is really, really nice. You know what I'm saying? He's a nice handicap for Keenan Allen owners, Mike Williams owners, because if any one of those receivers go down, he's going to play. Like he's in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's like my third, and I gotta start him because I really do like Joshua Palmer. I think he's a good receiver, very good receiver. Let's see my next guy. Okay, my next guy who's on the edge. I don't think people are gonna like it, but AJ Dillon. By AJ motherfucking Dillon, the Quadzilla. Drink some coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Look, man, this dude is a beast. I was saying it all last season. People were not, they weren't telling me like, shut up, but they're quiet on it. They didn't know what was going on. I seen him in the combine, seen him in college. I'm a big college guy, and I think that AJ Dillon has all the intangibles to be a Derrick Henry-like running back. You know what I'm saying? The main reason I think I would love to keep him, I would love to have him on, but the main reason why, like, I'm not going to keep him on the squad is because you have who's the running back? Who's the running back? I'm a fucking idiot. Well, anyways, he's playing second fiddle. And he's being the power back run. And meaning, yeah, he's gonna get touchdowns, and he's very touchdown dependent. But if he doesn't get those touchdowns, and unless what's his name is not hurt, what's his name? I'm so fucking stupid. Let me look him up. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I know who has him. Aaron Jones. I'm a fucking idiot. If Aaron Jones is down, then yes, then he's the guy. But Aaron Jones has proven that he is still an asset to that team, to that Packers team. He's still proven that he's very durable. He's the better fantasy option as of right now. But if you look at the talent right here from weeks 9 all the way to let's go to the last week. So when he's given the ball and they started liking him, they wanted him to be the guy. If Jones ever went down, you got what? 8 attempts, 21 attempts, 11 attempts, 20 attempts, 19 attempts, and it kind of dwindled towards the end. But you can't deny just the talent on the field. And look at this, man. If he gets the work, 25 points. This is when he got the work. These weeks are when he got the work. I believe those were the Aaron Jones down weeks. And it was just solid, bro. So I do not want to drop him, but I think just off of, we're checking off the list. Yes, I know he's tied to a great quarterback, but he's not really getting too many. He doesn't really get too much of the pass work unless Jones isn't there. But this team has been known to have split backs, so I'm very, 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 very on the edge about it. I think that if AJ Dillon is there a little later, maybe like the 5th, 6th round, I'll pick him up easily. Maybe I might trade up for him. Who knows? But I think if he's there around the 5th, 6th, I'll take him. But I will be taking a couple other players before him, it's only because of that Aaron Jones split. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only reason. And the last dude, I think I want to drop, but I'm a little bit on the skeptical side. I'm thinking of keeping him, and his name is Travis Etienne. Yes, we got all zeros, man. From week 1 to 18, we had all zeros, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm thinking about keeping him. I'm thinking about trading like my Dalvin Cook, my Gibson for something else so I could keep Etienne, a young guy. For those of you who don't know who Travis Etienne is, he was a highly drafted running back and he tore his Achilles. This is preseason, so we had all season to rest, and then you had the people who had the James Robinson owners were pissed off, like, oh, why they draft a running back, and then he went down, and then they weren't using Robinson, and the whole coaching thing over there in Jacksonville was fucked. Robinson ended up being used, and then towards the end of the season, Robinson tore his Achilles, dude. He tore his Achilles as well. So he'll be out. Robinson will be out. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten traded, but the injuries suck, and I never want to bank off of an injury like that. But these are the facts: is that Travis Etienne, and all the reports is that he's ready. He's about 90% ready to go. The only thing is, Travis Etienne, he's great. He could run the ball through the tackles. He's a great pass catcher. He's shifty. He's strong. He can do all the things you wanted. He's the running back that Trevor Lawrence wanted. So this is something good with that team coming up with players, new coaches, and then probably a whole new scheme. Travis Etienne is very interesting. The only thing that is, there's two things really, but the only thing is, will he be the same after the injury? And is that team going to be fantasy valuable? Remember, we're going into the season. We want real live numbers that we can hold on to. Is Jacksonville going to be a fantasy valuable squad to where, yes, I know they're going to be down and they're going to have to score, but will they? You know what I'm saying? We can't just bank on garbage points anymore. The garbage points is no more. Like I'm not banking on garbage points anymore. This season is not going to be like that. I need tangible points, tangible targets, numbers that I can hold on to, really. You know what I'm saying? Because last year, it wasn't a good year for me. You know what I'm saying? Going in, we were top dog for the past few seasons, and then we got shut down the first few weeks, and we had to work our way back. We worked our way back. It ain't a problem. It ain't a problem. But these are the guys who I'm very skeptical on keeping. So number one, I think I'm going to drop is Cadarius Tony, only because I need space. He's the one I'm most high on, though. I need space, but I believe that he's going to be overlooked. You know what I'm saying? I think people are going to pass upon him the first few rounds. They're going to go after these young guys, and I know there's going to be other players who are dropped. And if I can get Cadarius Tony in the second, third, that's a dub for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Amon-Ra St. Brown, I probably will not be drafting this guy. Although I do have high hopes, and he's a Trojan, fight on, homie. I do think that there's going to be some work, and there's going to be some deceiving aspects about him to where it's like the first few weeks, like I said, are going to be very, very high. And then it's just going to kind of dwindle because that team is not they don't have an identity right now. They're still trying to find out what they're going to do with Swift. They got Chark. They got Hawkinson. Goff is Goff. He can't extend the play. And then they're going to go after a young receiver. So I probably will not be drafting Amon-Ra St. Brown. If he's there on a free agent, I'll pick him up, just throw him on there. Josh Palmer, I'll be dropping him. Probably not be drafting him. Etienne, if I drop him, if I drop him and he's there in the first round, second round, earliest, I'm taking him. I'm taking him over Cadarius Tony only because he's going to get the work. They don't have a backup yet, and I don't think that they're going to go after a running back. And if they do, it's not going to be one of these higher running backs. So they have a lot of high hopes for Travis Etienne. So I do too. So if he's there in the first, second, hey, I'm all for it. And then A.J. Dillon. If A.J. Dillon is there, I got very, 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 very high hopes for A.J. Dillon. I just can't keep him on, man. I have too many good running backs, too many running backs that are used well. I got Najee. He's the fucking he's the fucking beast that just gets the work. He's what you want in a fantasy football player. A young stud who could do it all and just gets it all. Gets all the work. See, my boy was nice all season. And then Gibson, he's cool. You pick and choose your battles with Gibson. Right now he has all the intangibles to be a top 5 running back in the league, like real life running back as well. But of course, that team, they are very balanced. So where it's like, yes, they pass catch, they drive down the field, they run the ball. So not to say that I'm not high up on him, but where he's at. He has his moments. He has his times. And if he breaks out every time during the game, which he can, then that's a good week for you. Yes, you got the J.D. McKissick thing right there, but I'm not worried about that. With him being my backup, I'm very, very, very happy with that. We got Damian Harris. Damian Harris, this might be his contract year. I believe it's his third year. And then, they're going to be adjusting his contract because they have Ramondre. So Damian Harris is somebody that I could look to. I'm going to keep. He's a stud. They like him right there. The run first offense to open up the play action for Mac Jones. Very, very solid. They love him. I love him. I think he's great. The last 3 weeks, he was fine. The week when he was out, Ramondre was cool. So if you want a running back in that system, go ahead and go after Ramondre Stevenson, bro. I think he's great. I said that he's one of my hopeful running backs, and but right now it's Damien Harris season. And I think he's gonna be solid. And that's what you want in a running back. He doesn't get too many pass work, but it is what it is. Then I got my boy Dalvin Cook, of course. Dalvin switching his number to 4, and Dalvin's Dalvin. You're gonna go through it with Dalvin. The only bad thing with Dalvin Cook is he's never going to play a full season. That's just the truth. So if you have these running backs who can help him out, I think Gibson, Harris, Najee Harris, and then if I'm gonna pick up a running back later on, maybe it'd be AJ Dillon, maybe it'd be Travis Etienne, Madison, maybe even those type of running backs. They will provide some good fantasy help when Cook is out. But let's go to the league. Let's go to the league and see how the other league is looking. I mean, the whole league is looking. Please subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. Thank you. All right, so 3rd and 10, we got the Master Commish right here. We're looking to the left side, ladies and gentlemen, the left side. All right, so he has Tom Brady, Deontay Johnson, Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett, Jonathan Taylor, Jeff Wilson, George Kittle, Rashad Penny, Matt Gay, or the kicker, Melvin Gordon, Devontae Parker, Julio Jones, Chuba Hubbard, Dak Prescott, Cortland Sutton, Rashad Bateman, Mark Ingram, Raheem Mostert, and that's that. So of his 10, I know for sure he's keeping Tom Brady. He's got it for that. As long as it's going, he's keeping Tom Brady. It's keeping Deontay. Deontay Johnson is nice, bro. I think he's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the league. He's keeping Devontae, but the numbers for Devontae might go down, but the production will still be there fantasy wise. I think Devontae's nice right there. Tyler Lockett, depending on what the Seattle Seahawks do in the draft, if they go after the quarterback, if they go after a Baker Mayfield, I think he might want to drop Tyler Lockett and go after one of these young receivers, but it's kind of sketchy right now for him. He has Devontae Parker, who just went to New England. I think that'll be good for Devontae Parker's last few seasons, to play it out in New England will be nice. So I think he might keep Devontae. Julio is going to be up in the air for him. I think he's going to keep Julio just because of the name. People will buy off just the name, like straight up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm lagging. He's going to drop Chuba Hubbard. I know that Chuba. I was very high on Chuba coming into his season. He's a young guy. He has skill. He has speed, but it just didn't work out for him last season. And unfortunately, for a young running back, a young player in the NFL, if you're given the time and you want to fucking prove that you're the guy, it usually doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? It usually doesn't work out. What is going on here? Man? Freaking technology, dude. Why can't it just work? Yeah, so those are the receivers I believe he's going to keep. Oh, he's going to keep Cortland Sutton. He's definitely going to keep Cortland Sutton. Same thing with him. Same thing with Jerry Jeudy. We just don't know yet. Like, we don't know who's going to be the guy. And he was doing the dance too. He was doing the dance with the Russell Wilson, and lo and behold, here he is again doing the dance with Russell Wilson. I think he's going to keep him, but he might be a high trade target for a lot of people, so he'll probably sell him. Knowing Master E, he's going to sell him pretty high, which he should, because right now Russell Wilson going to Denver, Cortland Sutton seems like the guy. Like, to me, like, I'm very hopeful that it's Jerry Jeudy because he's on my squad, but in the back of my mind, I know Sutton's the better receiver. So Rashad Bateman, I don't know if he's gonna keep him. If he has the spots, I think he'll keep him last. But Rashad Bateman's gonna be nice, bro. Like I was very high on him in the draft, and I know he got hurt before. I believe in the preseason he got hurt. It was like a hamstring, so he went undrafted. So I went into the draft thinking, okay, I could pick him up as a free agent. Ended up picking him up as a free agent and just waiting. What is going on, dude? What is going on? I ended up picking him up as a free agent, and it ended up working for me later on, where he was getting, and you went with your rookie struggles, but as you were watching the game on the field, you could see like the dude is game. He plays the wide receiver position, kind of like similar to like Keenan Allen, where he's big, he knows the routes, and he gets there. Some of his big games right here, week 14 against Cleveland, 13 points, 8 targets. And then, they're there, but he was very touchdown dependent. But I think coming into the season, I think he's going to start taking over for Hollywood. I think he's going to start being that one. Because Mark Andrews there, it opens up a lot. Lamar Jackson opens up a lot. The only reason why I was cool on dropping him was because, like, first, I needed a spot. And because I had Lamar, and I don't really like too many people on the same team. It's too many cookies in a jar, like I said. Yeah, I think Rashad Bateman's gonna be nice. I'll if he keeps him, I'll try to trade for him. But if he does drop him and he's there in like the 3rd round, I'm taking him up. I'm picking him up because Lamar has proven to be a very, very good quarterback, regardless of what people say. As far as his running backs, he's keeping Jonathan Taylor. He's keeping Melvin Gordon for the time being, and I do believe he's keeping Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny, he had the Champions run. He won people's seasons. Those late runs, week 14 to week 18, 26 points, 5 points, 19 points, 31 points, 25 points, bro. Like he had the Champions run. I know if you had him and Amon-Ra St. Brown in your squad, you probably won your championship. Rashad Penny, I know they signed him again. Over there in Seattle, it's very, very weird right now, but what we do know in Seattle right now that they do want to run the ball. So Rashad Penny seems nice, bro. It seems nice to keep. I would not be going after him in the draft. I would not be actively trying to trade for him. I think he's a nice running back, but I don't think I don't need him. I don't need him. But if you need a running back, why don't you go ahead and put in an offer for Rashad Penny? He's going to keep Melvin Gordon for the time being. If Melvin Gordon stays in Denver, I think he's cool. If he goes somewhere to where they can use a running back, I think you might keep him. But he's on the edge with it right now, depending on where he goes, what happens in the draft. Mark Ingram, he's dropping him. Mostert, I think he's keeping just because he has that San Francisco love, and I know he got traded to Miami, but he's keeping him because he wants to see what's going on. But that's someone that's it. I think that's it. I think he's going to be only an asset for real life football, but as far as fantasy football, his time has come. He's injury prone. He's going to share the backfield. He'll keep him, like I said, but I don't think it's gonna pan out too much. Now let's go to the former champ. A team has no name. Ray, Kyler Murray, Justin Jefferson, Antonio Brown, Russell Gage, Sony Michel, Javonte Williams, Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs, Cordell Patterson, DJ Moore, Saquon, Darrell Henderson, Devontae, Calvin Ridley, Donta Freeman, TJ Hawkinson, Derek Carr, Derrick Henry, Cam Akers. So he has some decisions to be made. To be made. All right, so Ray has a solid squad through and through from his quarterbacks all the way down to his backup running backs. I know he has Cam Akers. Cam Akers is probably going to be on his if list. I know he's going to keep him, but he's going to be on his if list because he has Darrell Henderson right there. He has Sony Michel there. He's going to drop Sony. He's going to drop Henderson. Don't know if he's going to drop. Don't know if he'll drop Calvin Ridley because Calvin Ridley, he's going to be suspended all season, and you cannot put him on the IR because he's not IR eligible. So it's going to be a slot. I said it before. Do I think people are going to keep him? I don't think people have the space or the time to do that in dynasty leagues. Maybe he'll trade him to somebody like I'll be back or something like that, which is another guy in the squad who has the first pick. But Derek Carr seems nice. Kyler Murray seems nice. Javonte, if he gets the work, like I said, if Melvin Gordon leaves, Javonte Williams is the guy right there. Russell Gage, he's not keeping Russell Gage. Antonio Brown is up in the air for him. So he has some decisions to be made. DJ Moore, how is it coming in now? Like, it hasn't panned out for DJ, bro. Like, it hasn't really panned out. I know people are very, very high. People have had high hopes. I know they think that the Panthers are going to do it and get a quarterback. But it seems like it's going to be more of Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold, I love you, bro, but it hasn't been working out. Devontae is going to be a very, very high hopeful for him. If Devontae hits, this team is going to be nice. Because if Devontae hits, he has all the power behind him. I know he has a Derrick Henry still. He has Saquon Barkley. He has Javonte Williams. The squad is nice, bro. This squad is nice, but he's going to have some decisions to make. So trade for maybe go trade for like a Cam Akers, maybe trade for Derrick Henry like right now, because he gets a lot of the work. He has the most work back in the league. And you seen it last week, man. Just the human body, no matter how big or strong you are, that's what happens. You start to break down. So let's move on to some more squads. So we got I'll Be Back. I'll Be Back is gonna need some big time draft picks. I know J.K. Dobbins is he very high on him, but what does it look like? There is other running backs there. There's running backs that are gonna, they're gonna compete for that. He's gonna start Deshaun. Trey Lance is gonna be a bust for him. Trey Lance, I know he picked him up late last season, and it's just like it in the draft, and it's just like, dude, like if you pick him up, you kind of want to play him, but now you're not gonna play him because you have Deshaun Watson now, who's with the Browns, who's gonna ball out. Like I said, Mike Williams, up and down year, just got the contract. How is he going to perform coming off of last season's injuries? Noah Fant going into Seattle, no quarterback. Alvin Kamara, what's going to go on with that? Chase Claypool, the Trubisky. I think Claypool is going to be cool. I think Claypool will be nice. Then you got Debo. Of course, he's keeping Debo. But then he has his partner in crime right there. So he needs a lot of things to happen for him, a lot of things that he needs to fix. But it'll be all right. He has some hopeful players, like Debo's nice. If you could trade Ayuk, trade maybe like Noah Fant for something else, it'll be fine. Trey Lance is just going to be dead weight. He's going to drop Garoppolo. He's going to drop Amir Abdullah. He's going to drop Adam Thielen is still there. Maybe might try to trade out for him. And then Fournette was nice to him, so I think he'll keep him. But he has a lot of work to do right here. There's some hopefuls, but there's a lot of work to do. But then it's just a lot of there's a lot of ifs, too many ifs on this squad. So he has to have a good draft in order to keep going. And we got Double C Cup, the champ. What can I say about his squad? His squad's nice. He's going to have decisions to be made. So he has Rodgers, Cup, A.J. Brown, Van Jefferson, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Zach Ertz, DeAndre Swift, Cam Newton, Tyler Huntley, Gabe Davis, Darren Waller, Alan Lazard, Gerald Everett, Justin Jackson, DJ Chark. And that's just it. I don't know if he's going to keep DJ. I think he's going to drop DJ. He'll drop Justin Jackson. And he's gonna have decisions to be made as far as how is he gonna go about his season. There's gonna be targets for his head, because I know last season, he took the league by storm with that Cooper Kupp, that Aaron Rodgers, that David Montgomery, that Swift when he was on. Double C Cup was on, and when he just squeaked by playoffs, and then he made the fucking championship, and then he won the championship. I know that he had good trades before in the seasons past, and then it paid out for him. So now how is he going to respond? The players he's going to keep is the players he's going to keep. The players he's going to drop isn't really too relevant to me. The person I'm looking at right now is Gabe Davis. What is he going to do right there? Is he going to keep Gabe Davis or not? That is what I'm looking at. That's the only player that I'm looking at from his squad. Other than that, I might go try to trade for A.J. Brown. I might try to trade for Jones, Montgomery, but hasn't been, he doesn't really like to trade too much anymore, because his stigma around him was that he was given a squad by Commish. So let's see. Let's go on. El Come Tortas, the first champ, our first ever champ. He has some so he has Kirk Cousins, Mike Evans, Brandon Cook, CeeDee Lamb, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Evan Ingram, Cole Beasley, Logan Thomas, Jalen Hurts, Marvin Jones, Dallas Goedert, Randall Cobb, Chris Carson, Brian Edwards, and Christian McCaffrey. Solid squad, bro. If he could, all he needs is just one plug-in running back, and he is nice. Mike Evans going to be nice this season, obviously. Brandon Cooks just signed. I think Davis Mills is going to be nice with Brandon Cooks. CeeDee Lamb he's going to be a fantasy more of what he was last season, maybe a little bit better. Josh Jacobs, I think his role comes up. You still have fucking McCaffrey right here. McCaffrey's going to be the guy, saying that depending on if he could be healthy enough, I think he will be. He has Jalen Hurts, who has been fantasy fucking valuable. And then everyone else is going to drop. I mean, I think I might want to look, maybe like Chris Carson, maybe Logan Thomas, but he probably keep him. Maybe Tony Pollard just to see how it goes. But no one really that I want. I'll probably be trying to trade for Brandon Cooks all season. I probably won't ever get him, So that's a good squad right there. Good squad that El Cometote has. Jobless, he has Russell Wilson, Hunter Renfrow, Christian Kirk, Darnell Mooney, Chase Edmonds, Jamal Williams, Mark Andrews, DK Metcalf, Pat Freiermuth, Devin Singletary, Darrell Williams, Kenny Galladay, Nyheim Hines, Jarvis, Latavius, Justin Fields, J.D. McKissick, Juju Smith-Schuster. He has some decisions to be made, bro. But I think it's pretty clear on who his 10 should be. He has a lot of work to do, a lot of decisions. His main receivers, they're banked off of like that volume. Like I know like Hunter Renfrow, he's that volume king. Darnell Mooney's going to get that fucking work. Edmonds will be all right, but he might want to look the other way. So his running backs he needs running backs. I will be looking at to see if he's going to drop Devin Singletary or Juju Smith, because I want Juju. I want to come into some Juju money. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to Kansas City. I want that. But other than that, like I'm not really looking at anybody right here. Of course, he has Mark Andrews and Metcalf that he's keeping. Russell Wilson that he's keeping. But depending on how what happens in the draft, how Metcalf seasons will go, man. Because you don't really know. You're not. It's not a sure thing for Metcalf right now. But he's still a fucking stud. So you're not gonna not keep him. All right, and then we got ... formerly known as the Mean Machine, Michael Meister of the Dead Space ENT, Joe Burrow, AJ Green, Robbie Anderson, Odell Beckham Jr., Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Miles Sanders, Jalen Waddle, Myles Gaskin, James Conner, Ty Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Mike Davis, Ryan Tannehill, Michael Carter, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd, Michael Thomas, and Robert Tonyan. All right, so he's going to drop a lot of these players. He'll probably keep OBJ. I think that's the only player I think I can trade for. He's gonna keep CEH. Miles Sanders. I'm not gonna be going after Miles. Jalen Waddle is his guy, and I know he's hopeful for that Michael Thomas return. So I'll be looking for like somebody, maybe like a Michael Cardis, maybe if I can get him for the low. Tonyan seems nice, but I think he's gonna keep Tonyan, even though he does have Gesicki, so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, yeah, I mean, AJ Green, Robbie Anderson, I'm not really going after. James Conner, maybe, depending on how it goes. But even if he does drop him, I probably will not draft him. Even though he put up a high number of running back numbers last season, I still don't think that, it's going to translate into this season. I think that team is going to be, he's going to get the touchdowns, but that team is going to be very, very, it's going to suck. It's going to suck for a while. So, so Mean Machine, aka ... needs a lot of work to be done in the draft. So let's see what he does. All right, so the last two teams, Pete Top, Kevin Bottom, James Jameson. He has Mahomes, Hollywood, Amari, Eckler, Nick Chubb, Kyle Pitts, Ronald Jones, Elijah Mitchell, which is going to be nice, D-Hop, Matthew Stafford, Kareem Hunt, and Trey Sermon. Solid squad. So he's keeping all starters. Maybe I could kind of trade. I want to trade for maybe like an Elijah Mitchell, because he won't be using his running backs too much. Rojo, he might keep him just for the clout. But I'll be trying to trade for like Kareem Hunt, maybe even like I don't know, maybe even a D-Hop, because but he's gonna start D-Hop. Solid squad. I know that the problem with this squad every season is when it's time to go, he goes all into his squad. So he doesn't have any backups. So when it's time for his players to get injured, he has no one to back up on. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only problem I can see with P-Top Kevin Bottom. Other than that, he has a solid squad. He could run the table every season, bro. Every season. And then we got my boy Jackie Zeked out. He has one of the better squads. I do think his squad is very, very nice. Plus, going forward, he has let's see. He has Justin Herbert, Tyreek Hill, Michael Pittman Jr., Jamar Chase, Zeke, Joe Mixon, Rob Gronkowski, James Robinson, T. Higgins, Madison, Dawson Knox, Ramondre Stevenson, Devonta Foreman, Devontae Booker, Dalton Schultz, Chris Godwin, and yeah, I think he has a solid squad right here. One of the top 3 squads, I believe, because of Justin Herbert. Just I think he if Justin Herbert don't make this leap, then I don't think he'll be exactly at this level for a while. But I do think he's going to make the leap, man. Justin Herbert, he's one of those young stars that you want to hold on to. Tyreek Hill, even though people are shitting on him, I still think that the move to Miami is cool. Michael Pittman Jr., he has the Matty Ice, the Matt Ryan addition, who I think can get him there. Jamar Chase, obviously a fucking stud. Zeke, even though Zeke's down season, he's still someone you want to hold on to, maybe for the clout. Maybe you want to trade value him. But he's still good. He's still a fantasy asset. Joe Mixon's going to be nice. Rob Gronkowski and James Robinson, those are his only ifs. I don't think he's going to keep James Robinson, but we'll see what happens. I'll be going after T. Higgins for something small. Maybe Madison, he probably drop. I know Dawson Knox is there that he really, really wants, so maybe later on I might trade a package for Dawson Knox, and then I will be really, really, really trying to go after Ramondre Stevenson. And I know he's not, and I know he knows that, but he's not going to give him to me easily. So it's going to be a lot of downside for Ramondre this year. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be a lot of downside, but as far as the future, his future looks bright. So it's going to be some bright spots this season, but he's still behind Damian Harris. So, yeah, these are the squads, and the computer is taking its shit again, man. But yeah, these are the squads. Obviously, with my squad, I still got some work to do. I'm banking on some players to go to certain teams so these guys can bite, because I do want them to bite on these players. I don't think that this is going to be a very, very highly rated draft class. I know there's some. I would like Drake London, but I do think he's going to go earlier in the rounds. The fuck? I do think he's going to go earlier. Someone like, I'll Be Back or like Mean Machine. They're going to pick him up easily because they just need a player, you know what I'm saying? So other players will get overlooked. And yeah, man. So this season, I'm ready. It's pencil season right now. I'm locking it in, locking my players in, seeing what other teams need. And yeah, man, I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I will talk to you guys later. Hope everybody has a great day. Please subscribe, rate, review, follow along, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. Follow Dead Space Entertainment on YouTube. Catch you guys later. Peace.
you.